While Mayor Adams is the first New York mayor to be indicted, he is not the first to be under the microscope of federal investigators. Two previous mayors were the focus of corruption probes that forced them out of office. And there were others who were investigated but escaped criminal charges.
Every administration has gone through these scandals. It's sort of part of the territory of being mayor.
While Mayor Adams has vowed to fight the charges against him, two previous mayors didn't stand to fight. They were forced out of office. Flamboyant Prohibition-era Mayor Jimmy Walker bolted under pressure in 1932. Investigators found he had taken large amounts of cash from businessmen seeking city contracts.
Jimmy Walker had a corruption-filled administration, jobs for sale, permits, everything that you could mention was up for sale.
Jimmy Walker forced to resign. The Seabury Commission created, which exposed corruption in city agencies and in the police department.
18 years later, Mayor Bill O'Dwyer faced several controversies, primarily a significant police corruption scandal that undermined his administration.
Eventually, he was forced out of office, but Harry Truman appointed him to be ambassador to Mexico.
The third Koch administration was the most corrupt administration in New York City since Jimmy Walker.
George Artz was Mayor Koch's press secretary during those tumultuous years.
In a nutshell, the two key allies of Ed Koch, elected officials, were involved in a scandal over the Parking Violations Bureau.
Koch himself was not implicated, but there were plenty of people around him that were. He brought the big city bosses back into power. They took agencies, made them their own. He looked the other way, and we had scandals, arrests, convictions, and imprisonments.
More recent mayors were under scrutiny. Investigators found evidence of wrongdoing in the de Blasio and Giuliani City Hall, but neither faced any criminal charges.
De Blasio and his campaign were investigated for campaign finance violations by the feds and by the district attorney, but they both decided not to prosecute.
Mayor Giuliani's administration was not immune from scandal. He had his share of them.
There were people in his administration that had problems, but he personally was never implicated.
He had appointed the son of a powerful political ally. He had abused his office. This was seen as a nepotism, cronyism appointment, and therefore it was a blemish on his administration. Every mayor tries to avoid scandals, but there are so many people in an administration, you just never know if something like this can happen.
Now the focus is on Eric Adams, the first mayor in the city's history to be hit with criminal charges.
Will he leave? This guy is very different. He's very tough. He refuses to give up, and he sees himself as a loyal friend, not as someone who's been corrupt. Unlike any previous investigations of city government, the political analysts claim the federal government has never before been so involved in rooting out city corruption. The widespread nature of it, they say, is something that has simply never been seen here before. I'm Marvin Scott, Pix 11 News.